Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to Blue Diaries, episode 12. Joined by man like Couch, man like Andrew. We've got Jimmy back here today, people. Been a minute since Andrew's been on here, and it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks now, Andrew, right?
Yeah. It's that dreaded job that has to pay the bills. Yeah, it's all that traveling. But yeah, I'm back.
Nice to see you back, man. And we're gonna have Xavi joining us, people, making his debut on the channel. I met Xavi on Chelsea Fan TV, so he's got some very good takes on Chelsea. He knows what he's talking about, so he'll be on as well. But yeah, make sure that you smashed up the likes as always. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel, and yeah, make sure that you click on notification bell as well. Let's see who's in the chat. For now, people, you've got Natural Remedies at home. It says big up Don, big up man. Keith. Late, bro. Listen, we're just waiting. I'm not gonna say who was late, but we're just waiting for a second. You know what I'm saying? People are finishing work and stuff. Mr. HD, my boy is a tribe called Quest. Up the Chels. I don't know what you mean by that, bro. But big yourself up. You got Ramadan as always. Big up the panel. Big up, bro, man. But listen, let's get straight into it, people, because there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, we got a look, for me, it's a disappointing result, but I was saying in my fan cam, I don't feel as annoyed as what I did last week because the performance was better. And, you know, we played against a better team, in all honesty. They put out their strongest lineup yesterday, which I knew they would. You know, Odegaard was back, Declan Rice played with a broken toe, whatever. It was never going to be an easy game. And for me, it was a game of chess, bro. Both teams kind of looked at each other, respected each other, were trying to work each other out. I felt like they weren't trying to overly do too much in terms of losing the ball. Like wingers on both sides, like Neto, Madueke, they weren't that direct, in all honesty. Same thing as Martinelli and Saka. I mean, Saka got locked up, but there were times where it seemed that they were being a little bit too cautious, you know? It was a very cagey game where there wasn't really margin for error in this game. It was all about having that quality in the final third. And once again, I don't think our quality in the final third was the best, in all honesty. We created some good chances where we could have scored more than one goal, to be fair. But same thing as Arsenal as well, bro. They created some good chances as well. So overall, I think it was a fair result for me. You know, I think the in-game management could have been better. I think NKUNKU has to come on earlier, especially if Jackson's not having a game like what he did yesterday. And we'll speak about the rumors that are coming out as well, because at the minute, I'm seeing that, you know, he might be going to... United have inquired for him or something, and Chelsea are open to selling him. Look, I'm not really looking into it as much at the minute because it's an easy story to sell. But if this carries on and he's not getting minutes in the summer, it will be more realistic, you know. But yeah, obviously Palmer, underwhelming performance for me again. But then again, I have to look at Maresca's management, bro. Like he's taking him out of the right half space where he's best for me and playing him somewhere different where he's not as effective, in my opinion. And for me, it's affecting Madueke's game because Palmer and Madueke, they're not linking up as much anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? But really, really good performances from the likes of Fofana. I thought he was back to his best yesterday. Like Keith says in the chat, I thought he was back to his best yesterday. I thought Caicedo was solid. I thought him and Partey were the best midfielders. And I also thought Cucurella was man of the match. You know, brilliant. Neto, again, best wing on the pitch. But yeah, Couch, I'll let you take the floor, bro. What did you think of the game, man?
Man, again, with these big matches, like big up first of all, fellas, man. It's been a minute. I'm hoping everyone's good. These big matches, man, cagey affairs, obviously tepid once again. Felt like you know, Chelsea are taking these games, like these big matches, and treating them like Champions League fixtures. It feels like, you know, like we're just playing a really slow, calculated game, slow build up, not trying to make too many mistakes. I thought that despite, you know, being somewhat at fault for the goal, I thought Lavia did a great job on Odegaard in the first half. I thought he marked him out of the game, to be honest. You know, and nobody's speaking on that, but he was very, very good and very much switched on defensively when it came to that aspect of the game. I felt that on first watch, when I watched it live, I was kind of in the opinion that like the better chances were falling to Arsenal, but after, you know, second viewing, it was kind of more, you know, they had the same amount of chances, I'd say, but I would say the ones that were threatening were the ones that were offside for the most part, but they were getting into really, really dangerous areas. And the issues for me, for Chelsea, and, you know, this idea that we're trying to like get to the next level of our evolution, we just got to be better in our boxes, man. Like more clinical when we're in the opposition box and just more switched on when we're in our defensive box, man. Like there's too many opportunities where we're caught out. We're not really switched on in like crucial moments. And it's those moments, those when the game is like on a knife edge and it's these moments. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry, but I changed the template. I changed it. 5 people. Welcome, Shabby. Welcome.
Yeah, it's just those moments, man, where where we're not switched on in the box, and then we're undone by one moment. And like I said, I think the week before, these games are about moments, man. And like if we're not switched on in those situations, in those positions, we're gonna get punished. And we just gotta move on and hope that this young squad, this young back line continue to grow together. Keep in mind that Fofana, I thought, had a fantastic match. Can't say the same for Colwell, which has not often been the case this year. But I think that like them as a partnership is still 10 games in. Partnerships aren't formed over 10 games; they're formed over like seasons. So we got to give these guys a chance to like find their form and like find their understand each other's tendencies before we start crashing on them too heavily, because they are young guys too.
100%. You know what I'm saying? Andrew, how about you, man? What did you think of the game? And Couch makes a very good point about the box, because I actually spoke about this earlier, Andrew. I said, this was a game where it was very clear to see that both teams need a striker. Yeah, because we were both putting in some dangerous crosses. That's why Couch, when we were speaking in the group chat yesterday, because Couch was kind of on the strings of Arsenal were the better team and had the better chances. And for me, I thought it was a fair game, bro. I can think of Madueke crossing in the ball where it went past Palmer. I can think of Madueke crossed it in for Fofana, sorry. I can think of Neto crossing it in for Palmer. I can think of Neto crossing it in for Gusto. Very big chance there. So if we had a striker, both teams in those positions, they're going to get something on it, Andrew. Do you know what I mean? But what did you think of the game as well, man?
So we're about 15 games in, playing all competitions, I think, throughout the season. About 11 games into the league now, so we're nearly further way through. While this team is young and it does need to mature in some areas, there's 2 main weaknesses of this team. The biggest weakness is the goalkeeper, and the second biggest weakness is to continue to pick this goalkeeper. That's the big he's cost us 2 games in a row now. I don't know what the scores would have ended up being, but he's literally cost us 2 games in a row now. It's cost us other goals this season. I think I'm up to 6 just off my memory that he's cost us in goals. Man City at home, Kovacic, the 2 against Brighton, did I forget one? And Manchester United, Liverpool's second goal when he should have come out quicker.
Yeah.
And instead of spreading himself, he went like that.
Sorry, not the penalty. That's what I meant. The second goal. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Manchester United yesterday. Last week, been Højlund's going closer to the corner flag than the goal, and yesterday not covering that near post is an absolute. You can blame the others about positioning, no problem. Okay, I'll accept that, but you're taught as a goalkeeper to always cover your near post like that. You can leave a little bit of gap, but that gap was huge. That gap was huge. We could have walked through it. That's how big the gap was. Okay, he is literally going to cost. If we don't get top 4, he's going to be the main. For me, he's going to be the main culprit as to why we don't get top 4. This defense does not trust their goalkeeper, and that's a massive problem for me. You can tell they don't trust him. They trust him. They're passing back to him a bit more yesterday, but they're still hesitant to do it sometimes. When the easy option is to pass back to a goalkeeper, they'd rather maybe do a trick and then go on. I remember Fofana doing it early in the first half. He had an option to pass it back, didn't want to. Had someone pressing him, got past him and moved it on. He's going to be, and he is, and everyone will go, oh yeah, but he's made some crucial saves. He got awarded save of the month against Nottingham Forest, but no one tells you this, that he caused that save by giving the ball away in the first place. So he got that save of the month against Forest because he gave the ball away. I'm telling you right now, he's the biggest weakness right now in this team, this young team, okay? Because I think there are other areas, you can talk about the final third, but we have to give credit to Arsenal as well, how they set up, we have to give credit to them. Like, we cancelled out their attacks mostly. You know, we've got to get credit to us. Cucurella, redemption arc, still going on. He pocketed Saka again for club and country, by the way. Again, he the only time that chance you remember that people go, oh, Saka created that chance. Cucurella wasn't marking him then. It was Mudryk that was marking him that time when he got that cross into Marino. Look at it back again. Cucurella's marking someone else. That's how. And Saka injured himself trying to get past Cucurella, and that's it. Or well, we say he's injured, but he limped off after trying to get past him. I thought that was Fofana's best game by far this season. And you know what? I'm looking back at that chance again. Saliba's all over Fofana before Fofana gets away from him. Do you know what I mean? In the box, he's like, and Neto brilliant on both sides of the pitch, defensively and offensively. He was great. And just one more thing about Robert Sanchez. Remember that free kick in the first half, right? Because I was listening on telly. Gary Neville goes, "Oh, I can see Sanchez has come out a bit to the 6-yard box to catch it." This bozo punches it when no one's near him. Yeah, he punches it when no one near him. He is, and I'm not unsure about Jorgensen. I'm not 100%. We've only seen him, but this guy Sanchez, he's not going to get any better, guys. That game against Bournemouth is an aberration on his career. That's the only game he will. I'll tell you what happened over the next against Leicester and Southampton. He'll make some kind of mistake, but we'll beat those teams, so it won't matter as much. Like against Brighton, we're not going to really highlight the Brighton.
So Andrew, quickly, Andrew, where should we be then in the table right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the last 2 games, I don't know if we win them, but we were handicapped because our goalkeeper gave them goals, essentially, right?
So I'm asking the correct. Where should we be in the table right now with this keeper? Without this keeper, like with a better keeper, say? Should we be challenging?
That's the holy shithousery of this league. Is the fact that we're in 19th to begin. We're in 3rd to begin with. I'm not saying we would be any higher, but I think we might have more points. Do you know what I mean? Like we might be closer to City. Then like we might be like maybe 2 to 4 points closer to City, maybe something like that. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know if. Listen, I don't know if we start playing differently if we don't concede that penalty to Man United. That probably finishes 0-0. If we're being honest, right?
I only ask because I think that we all have an understanding that like we're still young in our development.
Right, but the thing is,
hold on, let me say this: like if the manager comes in and realizes that, because I'm sure they're having discussions about this guy. There's no doubt about it. Like he's saying one thing in the presser, but like. If they can actually identify that, like we could be challenging for the title if we had a better keeper, they'd go out and get one. They would go out and get one. I don't have no doubt in my mind they would.
But I think, though, like I said, for the past 2 summers, and Jimmy knows this, and Xavi heard me say it, probably you too, Coach. I just don't. This guy will handicap what we can achieve this season, whether it's in the league or in the cups. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a bozo. He's a big old bozo, this guy. You know what I mean? He is a mistake, 1 or 2 mistakes per game waiting to happen, this guy. He feels no confidence whatsoever. And and as Chelsea fans, we have an institution of having great goalkeepers before Kepa came.
Yep.
Even Mendy for 15 months was a great goalkeeper for us. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
I said it yesterday. Now, what I forgot was that Kepa reminded me how crap a goalkeeper he was at the weekend. With that goal against Brentford. I think he's equal of Kepa, and that's a bad thing to say.
Oh no, Kepa's worse than Sanchez. I know Sanchez is bad, but Kepa's worse.
It's like
Kepa can't save nothing in his life. You know what I'm saying, Xavi? You know,
they're just not good goalkeepers. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like
they're just not.
You're shining up a shit turd, or you know what I mean? Like it's the same shit.
Yeah, I only want a hard one.
It's a Spider-Man meme with goalkeeper gloves. That's what it is between those two. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, Xavi, love for joining.
Cucurella outstanding. Outstanding. Caicedo beast. Fofana great. Gusto, I think defensively was good. He should have scored. Neto, outstanding performance by Neto. The best attacking player on that pitch yesterday for both teams. Absolutely outstanding. They took Palmer and Jackson out of the game. No problem. We took their attackers out of the game. All this overinflation of Odegaard's performance. I don't know he set up the goal, but I didn't think Odegaard was really that good yesterday.
He got dealt with the way Palmer got dealt with. Odegaard got dealt with.
Exactly. Yeah, he just made the important, obviously, assist. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah,
you can see the
100%.
difference he makes though to Arsenal though. Like they're a different team with him on the pitch.
Yeah.
They scored 1 goal.
No, I'm not talking about just that game in general. I'm just talking about.
I see the same shit, Arsenal. I don't see it.
I felt like they would have been more defensive. Like, you know what I mean? Have no attack punch.
I think Arsenal is one of the most overrated teams in the world right now.
They are. I told Couch this the other day. They're overrated. But when you watch these, man, I'm telling you, bro, Couch, these results have been coming.
Arsenal is one of the most overrated teams in the world right now.
Jimmy, why is that? Expand on that, bro.
When the season started, I said, y'all didn't sign a striker. Y'all gassing up Calafiore. He sounded like a fucking appetizer at a fucking 5-star Italian restaurant. Y'all gassing up Moreno, who's already been in the Prem, and he only played good for a few games for Spain. And it was like, yo, I didn't see how that team got better. Season started, they looked okay. Then you start realizing, hold up, this attack is shit. I remember going on Never a Foul saying, this attack looks like shit. 11 weeks in, their attack looks no better. Their defense is just as shaky. So it's like, this Arsenal team is not all that great. Like, everybody's played the same amount of games. Where you at right now is what you are. It's not like some teams got 2 games more, and you know when the schedule start getting off balance. No, the schedule's balanced. Everybody's at 11
but it's
games
not really balanced though, because the strength of the opponents is still weighted differently.
No,
right?
but it's balanced in how many games you played.
Games for sure. The amount of games, the strength of it. So if you played,
my point is the table don't lie to where you are. After 11 games, where you are is what you are. It's no going around it. You that's what you are. If you're in 12th, you're the 12th best team right now. If you're in 10th, you're the 10th best team. It's just what it is. Can it change? Of course. We're only 1 quarter in. But what you are right now is what you are. There's no way I'm going to watch 11 games and be like, nah, that's not who they are. That's who you are. Like, if people looking for Arsenal defense to get this much better, okay, keep waiting. If people looking for, like, I don't see it. Now, do I see us getting better? Yeah, because why? Continuity. We ain't have a lot of continuity. This team ain't been together.
How do we get over the line, Jimmy? So how do we get over the line against these bigger sides? Because, you know, obviously, we're a new team.
That shit is a myth. That shit is garbage. It's a myth. This big 6 shit is made up. There's no such thing as a big 6. There's no such thing. Not when one year we finished 12th, but they was calling us one of the big 6. You can't finish 12th and be big 6. That's 6 spot from 6. Sorry, you ain't big 6. That shit is a myth. There's nothing big 6 right now. You know
how do we improve against the traditional big 6, Jim? So you know the likes of City.
I don't care. I don't care about that. That's not important.
How do we get over the line, bro?
My what's important to me is getting max points. I don't care who it's against.
We become flat track bullies. That's what we become.
I don't care about who it. This idea that you when you beat Bournemouth, you get 3 points. When you beat City, you get 3 points. You don't get no more points for anybody else. So if you if you face a quote unquote big 6 and you only take a point, clap and move the fuck on, because you could have took none. That's it.
Yeah, but how do we get all 3 against them, bro? How do we get all 3 against them?
The
Because
same
these are
way
teams,
you get it against any team. These teams are no different. What?
Expand on them, bro. Expand on it.
Hold on. This year, is Man United better than Bournemouth? No.
This year, no. Bournemouth been better than United.
We beat Bournemouth. So why are we not asking how do we get over on Bournemouth? Man United's not better than Bournemouth.
Okay, the toughest fixtures we've had is obviously Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. You know, obviously all these teams have been competing. We haven't been competing. If you've competed, it means that obviously you're a harder fixture, right? So for you going forward now that you've actually seen us play against these teams and we've struggled to get over the line, bro. We've lost 2 of them. We've drawn 1 of them. What do we need to do? What have you taken from these games where it's like, yo, we need to do this next time around when we play them to get over the line, bro?
I don't really see nothing. Just win. Yeah, I don't really see these quote unquote big teams. They don't do nothing different from anybody else. So I don't really see it like that. This big 6 shit is something that the media created and something that the fans just fell into. So when we go to face against one of these teams, people make it seem like it's playing Tottenham. Tottenham's a big 6. How? Think about it.
It's the money in it. It's the money that we spend. That's what it is.
They got Nottingham Forest spend more money than everybody. So if that's the case,
they spend more money than Spurs in the past how many years?
Nottingham Forest bought 75 players the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, recently they spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money, but we're talking about the traditional top 6. But Xavi, just to bring in a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all keep throwing this word traditional. Well, okay, Newcastle's not a part of the traditional top 6, right? It's Newcastle.
No.
So who's a better fight right now, Newcastle or Tottenham?
Wait, ask me that again, bro.
Who's a tougher out right now, Tottenham or Newcastle?
Well, you're breaking up. You're breaking up.
No, can y'all hear me?
It keeps cutting in and out, bro.
Y'all can't hear me?
I can hear you now. But you kept cutting out.
Who's a harder team to play against right now? Tottenham or Newcastle?
Newcastle.
Okay, and Newcastle is not top 6, but we beat them. So I'm confused. You following what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Newcastle is a better team than Tottenham right now.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
Tottenham is considered traditional top 6 or whatever. Why? Why?
I think it's to do. I don't know. What did they actually categorize it on? It's the money, innit? It's the money.
It's the money. It's just the money. It's just the money.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. It's just what it is. It's all it is. It's a market thing. It used to be top 4. It used to be a top 4 thing.
But my point is, Newcastle. If you look at Newcastle starting 11, is there not money in there? Or am I?
No. I think it was marketed.
So Jimmy, let me rephrase the question. Jimmy. Against the teams that have competed, right? The top 3. Let's say the top 3. So Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. Yeah, I'll bring Javi. I'll bring Javi into this as well. Yeah. Actually, Javi, let's go to Javi now. How do we go over the line next time we play these teams, bro? Because we lost to Liverpool and we lost to Man City, and we've drawn against Arsenal. You know, we need to start winning against these teams, bro, because we played them twice. We've got another opportunity next time. So what do you want to see differently next time, bro?
I feel like our attack has to get more connected. Like, I feel like our cohesion in the final third right now against the so-called bigger teams is like not there yet. And I feel like concentration, you know what I mean? Like we have good players, but they're young and inexperienced. So at certain times, like in the big games, these little moments matter. Like, you know what I mean? Kowa rushing. Like, I rate Kowa, but he's at a stage of his career where he has to learn these things. You know, us making those silly errors, like stepping up with the line and stuff like that. I feel like it may not happen now, but we will get there eventually as a team grows. A lot of people don't know, like last year in these games, we depended on a lot of individual brilliance. Like, you feel me? Now we're actually playing as a team. So I feel like as the team gets more cohesion and we understand certain moments in the game, when to settle it down, not to rush and panic, I feel like then we'll get over this hump, because that goal we conceded, I feel like, was stupid. We keep that game at 0-0. I honestly feel like our Guso puts that chance in and we settle the game down. We don't concede that stupid goal. You know what I mean? We can then try to get that goal, but now we have to react. So after we concede, we're reacting to the game. You notice that? We concede a goal and we always reacting to the game. It's always better right now when go up. Yep. But when we have to react, we get impatient. We don't stick to our game plan sometimes, and it becomes like a bit of like posh ball sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing going back and forth, but I think that comes with time. I don't know why people heap in the pressure that we like to me, I feel like this is okay that we got through this, like our toughest fixtures. We're in this place that we're in right now. We only lost to Liverpool and Man City, and the Liverpool performance was good. Man City, I've seen decent stuff. You feel me? I feel like Man U come to us at the end of the season. I feel like we're gonna win that game. You know what I mean? I feel like
I wouldn't even count Man City. Man City was game one. Look at the lineup. We don't even play like that.
But that's what I'm saying.
We don't play NKUNKU on the wing. We don't play Palmer on the wing. So like the City game, you can kind of, I'm not gonna say you can throw out because it counts definitely. But the City game was his first game. Like I don't know. I'm reading some comments here. Like last year under Potch, look how we played against the big teams. We finished 6th. So like it didn't really matter that we played well against the big teams when we was losing to fucking Nottingham Forest and this one and that one. So like it doesn't.
Yeah, we were last season.
Even with that, Jimmy, and I agree. This 11 is still brand new. Like, look at many pieces that have been coming in and out of the side that are still trying to learn how to play. Fofana has not played. Colwell wasn't even playing as a center back last year. Like, Fofana has not played. You know what I mean? Like, Fofana hasn't even played football. But like, we're talking about still a bunch of players that have not, like Lavia coming back into the side. You know, obviously, Madueke was used sparingly last year. So we're, as much as like this is the same team, it's not the same team, you know, it's not.
Exactly.
And it's going to take time for them to start finding their rhythm and growth as well, you know? Like, you must crash it on Poch if you want. But when Poch came in at that point last year and we progressed from January on to the end of last year, it's because the team started to get used to whatever squad it was at that time. It wasn't because this is a very new thing to me, you know, regardless of how we see it as fans.
Apart from Spurs, you didn't beat the traditional top six sides. We only beat Spurs. And also, if you remember, I think, was it after the Arsenal game? Didn't we lose 2-0 at home to Brentford the next game or something like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, after the Arsenal game. Yeah, Brentford was after the fucking
that's the thing, right? We cannot come back, and even if it's the first game and it's away, we cannot come back and lose to Leicester. That would be the same as Poch. Do you know what I mean? That would be like as the first half. We need whatever you think about these top 6 games, whether we should win them or not, we know, good performance or not, whatever. It's the next game after when it's not a big 6 game. Are they going to put these teams to the sword? Like the next 4 games are Leicester away, Villa at home, Southampton away, Spurs away. That's what they are. Okay, and we've got pretty good record at home to Villa. We should beat Leicester. We should beat Southampton because they're everyone's whipping boy. I know they beat Everton, but Southampton are truly one of the worst teams. And I don't treat Spurs as a big 6 clash. I just always expect to beat them because we own them. Do you know what I mean? So I expect us to.
That's one club. It's true.
I'm sorry. I look at that as the same level as Southampton in my eyes.
The way Spurs play, we're gonna kick their ass. Like, played perfectly. They just played perfect for Nico Jackson to tear them apart. They played perfect for Palmer to just fucking make beautiful passes all over the
Neto and behind.
I would even fuck around and play Enzo that game because the way they play. I
said that yesterday.
Spamming the ball all over the fucking place.
It'd be the same as the Brighton game.
Yep, I would give Lavia a break. I would say, Lavia, I'll bring you on second half. Relax. Let us go up 3-0. I'm gonna have fucking.
I said this. I said this as well. I said against I would even rest Caicedo against Southampton. Do you know what I mean? I would even rest him. I'd play a Lavia and Enzo against Southampton.
Lavia and Enzo.
You know what I mean? That's what I would do, and I'd like I said, I'd then rotate it then. That's what we need to do. We need to start being smart as well because we are limited in midfield in terms of selection, in terms of how many is in midfield that we can select.
Especially with Lavia potentially injured right now. But that's another thing too.
That's for Fofana. That was about Fofana couch. Inflame me. That's
no. But
that was Lavia at the end of the game.
He came off
injured.
Well, I haven't heard anything otherwise. Like he came off injured.
But no, he came off when he always come off.
Bro, he
never played 90.
Bro, it's not about when. It's not about what the moment he came off. Is what happened when he came off. He was down.
He was
all other trainers, and then he came off.
Lavia came. I think
you guys forgot about that.
I think he probably got a little rattled up, but he wasn't coming back. Lavia normally comes off around what minute he came off?
68.
70 something, 60, yeah, and this,
Sounds
yeah.
about right.
No denying that, but he was down when he came off, though, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember, he did.
I dig it, but not every time I see a person.
Timber did bulldoze into him, so he might have got affected by that as well. Because that was
I did see that too.
He came up just after Timber did that run and shot wide. So I think he might, but he he hasn't finished the 90 minutes for us yet anyway, so he might have come off anyway.
We've got so much PTSD. We've got so much PTSD count
game anyway. Sorry?
I'll be real. I don't think it's injured. I think he'll be back in it. I think he'll be back fit. It just looks like
it could be an impact where he feels pain in that moment, and then after a couple of days, he's fine again. We don't know.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Well,
but just on that, what did you think of
either way, low manage his ass. Kawhi, give him the Kawhi, the fucking my man from the Clippers. The fuck is his name? Kawhi Leonard. Give him the Kawhi Leonard. Low management.
Of course I remember Kawhi Leonard, man. What do you mean?
Yeah. Give him the Kawhi Leonard. If he got a knock, sit him for 2 weeks. I don't give a fuck. Sit him.
He's got a knock every 2 weeks.
I don't care. He about to sit 2 weeks anyway. What am I talking about? He'll be fine.
For once, I hate international break, but I like it at this time.
Little breather. But Couch, bro. What do we need to do to get Palmer back in his best position, bro? Because this thing with Gusto going into that right half space, for me, it just ain't it, bro. Everything that's sort of dangerous at the minute seems to be dropping to him. We're not really seeing Palmer performing to his best right now. I rate Palmer, but end of the day, you have to maximize these players, bro. Your best players, you have to make sure that you're trying to set them up as best as possible. You know what I'm saying? What do we need to do in order to get Palmer back in those roaming areas, man? Because obviously, you're seeing some dialogue right now about Enzo Fernandez was scoring less goals when he's not on the pitch. He came on yesterday. I'll be real. He had a very good game. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good game. So how would you go about getting Palmer back into that half space, that right half space, bro?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can answer that question because I don't know if that's really what the problem is. Like the fact that he's not in the half space, because he roams everywhere anyways. Like he's not necessarily tied to one particular spot on the pitch. I think the problem that we're having right now is he's not having any influence in the final third. And the problem with that is because, he's coming deep to collect the ball. And when he's coming deep to collect the ball, he loses connection with the likes of Jackson and whoever's on the right, whether it be Madueke or anything. And I think we talked about this weeks ago. I was talking about we have to find a solution to when teams are going to mark out, Cole Palmer. We're going to have to find another way to play football, whether it means using him as a decoy to pull players out of position or, find somebody else to be the conduit of our attack. We have to do that because this is going to happen more often than not. He's not going to be able to have the maximum amount of impact on a game, when teams are looking to key on him. We have to show that we have other players that can come in and impact the game and give him more space to operate. If the likes of Madueke is not giving anyone anything to think about, and like you play Gusto in the half space, and Gusto is the guy that they're cheating off of to crowd Palmer. That's a problem. Like that is part of the issue. We talked about this last week. I don't like Gusto in the half space. I don't like him there. He doesn't provide you with anything. The man's coming in, and we talked about it in the chat too. I was like, yo, I think your boy Javon was talking about how Enzo plays the ball into Felix, or sorry, into Pedro. Pedro scores. And I'm like, yeah, but that's no different from when Lavia played the ball right into Gusto, and Gusto shoots it with his left and puts it right into the defender. It's the exact same position, right? It's just same shit, right? Like, I just don't like him there. And the solution for me is finding somebody else that can operate in that position that will give more freedom to the players that are also working in and around that position. And everyone is sagging off Augusto. It's like, yeah, go ahead, shoot. Yeah, go ahead, shoot. There was a time where that same play actually, where Jackson is making that run. He's bending in off of Gabriel to get into the box, and Gabriel's not even looking to close him down to stop the shot. He's looking to back off to make sure that Jackson doesn't get into the box and be in a position where he's dangerous and whatnot. So it's really just coming down to nobody fears Gusto in that space. Absolutely nobody. And we have an extra man there, but that extra man is a liability in those spaces. You know, so I don't know. Like we talked about it again. Maybe the solution, and I know we're going to get into this whole NKUNKU thing, like, and the debate about this whole thing, but like, what is it about, you know, I mean, you want to get Palmer into space. Why can't he play off the right? Why can't he be an inverted forward like he was last year? And then have Gusto be overlapping in the wide areas where he's actually more comfortable in creating, actually. And then you have somebody like maybe, go ahead, Jimmy. What are you saying?
I think one of the problems is, and I don't think I know this. One of the problems is, as a fan, we only need to see something not work once or twice, and then we quit on it. That's not what coaches
do. With Gusto?
Hold on, wait. That's not what coaches do. So I think we all know that. We've all played sports where we had a coach. He puts in the system or some shit. We run it 2 weeks in a row. We get trashed, and we like, coach, what the fuck? And because coaches like to make sure something can't work. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I know I'm not mistaken, against Newcastle, Palmer was roaming a lot on coming off that left. The same way he played these other games he played, but he cooked. That was the only difference. He cooked. Because I was complaining then, I didn't like the spots, that Gusto's ending up in. What I think Maresca's doing is showing them how he's going to play this. And when he gets the player that he wants that can fit there, which is actually Reece James. But Reece James is not ready to be doing the full out run. Y'all know that's Reece James' spot. And if Reece James is getting that ball right there, he's not only pulling out a center back attention, midfielders in that area, that's going to give the one-on-ones to Madueke. So when I'm looking at it, it's if you watch me doing my watch-alongs, which I haven't been doing much, I'd be snapping because I know Gusto's going to keep getting that ball in the same spot, a money spot.
Man United.
They're paying attention to Madueke. You can't take your eyes off of him. You cannot. And Palmer's taking men away. So Gusto has that space. A lot of teams are seeing that. They're giving Gusto that space. I honestly believe it's probably a handful of more weeks. Reece James will be ready to play that spot. When he gets that fucking spot, it's going to be a problem. He can cross the ball from there, he can shoot from there, and he can give excellent weighted passes to Madueke coming off that wing. So it's going to be a problem.
Do you know what I think?
Facts.
Maybe, but I also think though that I think we saw it even yesterday. I think Cucurella is the best at the inverted role if you're going to play it in our team.
He is.
Unless you ask him to man mark like he did yesterday, right, against the winger. And for the next upcoming games, there's not really a winger you need to man mark like you will do Saka. Do you know what I mean? They've got wingers, but there's not ones where you go like Villa are currently playing McGinn out on the right.
And that's also another thing. Styles make fights. In certain matches, you will be able to put Reece James in that position because he won't be having to break his neck to get back.
But what I'm thinking is, and we saw it at the back end of last season, beginning of this season in Euros, Cucurella is better than Gusto at the inverted role, right? He's better. Whether he's attacking more than Gusto or getting in the 10, he's not. He's different. Is a different opinion. But
when you say inverted, you mean making up the fixes?
Exactly, and I want to.
What?
Sorry, Winter. Are you saying like as inverting as becoming one of the 2 6s?
Well, or ask him to do whatever the hybrid role, the left back and the inverted. I think we've seen Cucurella is a plus in that area doing those 2 jobs. For me, he is a plus in that area. He doesn't attack as much or get into the 10 role as Gusto does, but he sort of maybe if we play him and stick him with Lavia, it might help unleash Caicedo further up the pitch instead of having, even if Gusto starts at right back, because listen, I think we're asking Gusto to do something he's not talented at. You know,
Can't do it.
He can't do. When, like Jimmy said, or Cav said, when he lines up with that left foot, I know nothing's happening. I just know nothing's happening with that left foot.
He's trying to shoot on his left. He's not left-footed, bro.
Why did he do that?
He always does it.
I don't know. But Diego makes a good point, right? He says that Cole will pass to the midfield he loves to do. Gusto was the one receiving it on Sunday, and he lost it multiple times with his first touch. That breaks down transition attacks. That was the issue. It's spot on, bro. It's very similar to what Jimmy's saying, because Jimmy's saying the system's good. It's just the personnel that are getting in certain areas is the problem. Yeah, and that's what I've been saying as well. Like the chances keep falling to the wrong person. But obviously, right now it might be a fitness thing. You don't trust Reece to go up and down. Maybe that's what it is.
Back to back 90 minutes.
I just want to say one thing. I just got to say one thing about this, and I agree with what everything that you said, Jimmy. I agree that Reece James is tailor-made for that position. We've been saying it for weeks now. Like, that's the only guy I want to see playing in that inverted number 10 role, coming from the wide areas. But I think a manager like Maresca, like when points are on the board and you have to win these games, we're talking about winning. We're talking about staying in the top 4. You have to vary your tactics to suit the personnel that's on the pitch. Simple and plain. Like Gusto's not giving you anything in that position.
But
so what do you?
All right,
okay,
but look how a manager looks at it. Outside of Gusto, we have other chances to score. We had other chance. That's how a manager's gonna look at it. He's gonna look at it and go, "Yeah, Gusto did not. I could have a better person at Gusto's spot, and I could get more. But my same setup and tactics could have and should have gotten me goals other places to where that same Gusto role is not a negative. It's not a negative.
Well, that same Gusto role is not a negative. So explain that.
Meaning, if other players who should be scoring score, that Gusto role don't look as bad. Meaning, we're not Gusto, even though it's Gusto attacking, right? In that position, attacking is a net negative. It's not detrimental to where it's completely stopping us from scoring. There's other.
No, but he's getting the best chances though. He's getting the best.
What I'm saying, you think that Maresca is looking at it?
Good chances, but he's not getting the only chances.
I'm not even talking about even the build-up. Even the build-up is dying at his feet.
Yeah.
Man.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I agree. His scoring, his ability to score, I don't expect him to score. But I do expect him to make better fucking passes.
No doubt.
I mean, Gusto. So that's the part where the scoring side, I get. What pisses me off with him is his passing has been bad. And he was not a bad passer. He wasn't a bad passer when he got here. He wasn't a bad passer in the preseason, but the season started and he just went poof. His passing is just the weighted passes has just been terrible. I don't know why.
His crossing has been shit as well. His crossing has been bad.
And we had like 7 assists last year. Like, we know he can cross the ball, but for some reason his crossing has been bad. So that's how I think Maresca is probably looking at it, like, if this fucking kid could just get back to what, because they emphasized he watched all our games. He probably thinking, God damn, just if you can just get back to what you was last year, I'll be good.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jimmy,
he was doing that in the wide areas last year, right? Like, he was doing that in the wide areas last year. He was looking to overlap there, and that was where he got his crosses are more effective on the overlap than in, like. It's factual.
I'm not talking about the cross. He's not killing us with the crosses. What he's killing us with,
he is.
But
he is killing us with the crosses.
He kills the attack with his weighted passes. When we're driving, no matter where it gets on the right, and this man, his pass is always too heavy or too light. That's when he kills the attack.
It's not the only place.
He doesn't pass it on the best way the receiver can attack with. You know what I mean?
Yes. He kills it more with that than he does with the crosses, to me.
It's funny how we're talking about how many ways he kills it, though, and we're still talking about killing it.
Yeah,
He kills it many ways.
Many ways.
That's the fact.
Ways.
That's
but
the point.
The one thing he can do, and he does do well when he's up there, he presses well, and he can get back.
That's what. That's the point I've been trying to say. Do you
he
think
presses well, and he can fucking get back? He's not a liability getting back.
Do you think right now, like, because it's like you have to be a blind man, Reece James, you have that guy on the bench, fully fit. He has to play. You know, it's like a Palmer to me in a Reece James, like his quality. But I think right now, especially style makes fights, like what you said, they have kind of two. Whether or not you think of Martinelli or Saka.
Oh, he's a speedster though.
Yeah, you got those wingers that can cause problems. So he's looking at, I need somebody who can also get in that half space, but also because we defend in a 4, get back the other way. So he's like, right now I have to make sure we're also defensively solid as well as going forward. So I have to make that sacrifice right now just to manage Reece James. Once like Jimmy was saying, and then once Reece James comes and back fit, then we could put him.
Shabby, this is the thing though. He's getting paid a lot of money to make these decisions, right? And if he's playing Gusto in that role and he's not improving, we will be looking at Maresca, right? Because you're spot on. Off the ball, I'm seeing him. He's getting back on time. He helps us counter press and he gets in good areas. He helps us create some attacks to an extent. But again, the basic things we're talking about here, the weight of pass, playing it into the space so Madueke can get on the end of it and just whip it in first time, right? Slipping it in through to Jackson so Jackson can score first time, right? Outside of the box, shooting with your fucking right foot, not your left. Do you know what I'm saying? All these little things, Maresca needs to make sure that he's improving it, because right now it doesn't feel like, to me, he's improving that aspect, that part of his game. It's regressed, if anything. You know what I mean? It's gotten worse. You know what I mean?
I mean, we gotta remember. I think he's 20, 21. It's gonna come. It's the up and downs. It's gonna.
No, it should come, but it needs to come quick. It needs to come quick. It needs to come quick.
We can't. We can't rush. We can't rush everything. We can't. It's not microwave. We can't. That's what's wrong with y'all young niggas nowadays.
Jimmy, I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting it.
Take it out. Listen, back when I was young, super young, you had something cold in the fridge. You took it out the fridge. You put it in you put it on the stove again, and you reheated it up. Sometimes my grandmother had a style. She put a splash of water in there and throw the food on top of it. Heat up. Old Jamaican woman. She was the greatest. She could fry an egg with water. I'm not bullshitting. Fry an egg with water.
I said fried egg with water. Yeah, but this is the problem though, Jim. Yeah, it's like, cool. I'm not saying next week I'm expecting him to now turn into Iniesta.
No, but I think it's gonna come, man. Like what the people don't realize, and I say this without a joke, we have not played any of the newly promoted teams yet. Y'all know that, right?
That's why I don't get why people bitching about the sorry.
I'm not saying we're gonna guarantee to beat them and all that, but we got some games to to show our ass. And I'm sorry, against these smaller teams, that's what we do. Like we be spanking, and then some of them who dare to come out and challenge us, we put boot the grill. Like I love our attack, man. That's why I'm intrigued, Jimmy. That's why I told people our defense. I said it from the beginning. I give us to Christmas before I felt like all of this mesh. But our attack, I love it. The last few games, I see people going at Jackson. Holland has 3-4 games. He's not. When you go against tougher teams, you're going to have a tougher game. So that's how it goes. And then you're gonna go up against a minnow, and then you score 3 or 4. And then you get out of your rut. That's how it goes. That's how football goes.
And bro, Jackson scored against Newcastle and Liverpool. And he's quiet against Man U, but he didn't have service. But then he's doing his job doing his job in the game. You know what I mean? So it's not always gonna be like he's gonna score every time. There's other stuff that he adds to the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%, bro. Listen, people, we've got 126 people in the chat at the minute. I think there's a lot of people live. Usually we go live on a Tuesday. There's a lot of people live at the minute. 63 likes. What's going on, people? You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you lot smash up the likes as always, man. You know what I mean? Road to fucking 10K, people.
you fix up. Do you know what I'm saying? It takes 2 seconds. But listen, you lot make some very good points. I know, Andrew, you spoke earlier about Cucurella, obviously being our best inverter, and for me, he definitely is our best inverter. But the issue that you've got when you do that, I think like Ramadan said it here. He said that leaves Colwell defending the wide areas, which he ain't good at, in my opinion. Bro, I think we all share the same views about that. You know, if you play Cucurella in that pocket, it means Colwell's at left centre back. Then it means that Fofana's the middle one, and you've got Reece or Gusto staying back as a right centre back. That changes the whole dynamic.
And your best passer in the middle of the pitch, which means that that's Colwell traditionally. Like Colwell's your best center back as far as distributing the ball. He needs to be in the middle.
And he's important in that aspect.
I'm not saying it has to be done for every match, because we don't need to play an inverted every match. Because, you know, games against upcoming against Leicester and Southampton, and possibly even Spurs away, we don't need to. We don't need to play that time. Maybe against Villa at home, maybe you'll do it. But in my eyes, those other 3 games, they don't call for an inverted fullback to play, especially with Spurs' high line. And we shouldn't need to play an inverted fullback against Southampton, even away or Leicester away. I'm just talking about, and even like I'm not asking like to do it all game, just parts of the game. I think Cucurella is better at it, but he doesn't. If you notice when he inverts, he doesn't really get into that 10 position. He sort of stays in that 6, low 8 area around. So he's just an option to pass it. He's not really an attacking thing, which is. Actually, I can't remember. He's probably not been attacking since he played for Brighton, if we're being honest, really as much for us. But that's what I was just saying. The other, we shouldn't, like I say, we've got a pivot of Caicedo and Lavia, and they just have Cole, you know, just into the mid-right area. That is more than enough to take care of most of the games we've got upcoming in the next 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
So Villa's the only one where I go, But then again, they're playing like basically 2 8s as wingers in Ramsey and McGinn. So it's not as if, Morgan. Morgan's probably the more dangerous one, but McGinn is, if you get beaten in a foot race by McGinn, then you've got to take a look at yourself. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But it'll be interesting to see how he does now that Cucurella's hopefully back in the starting out. Because remember, this is the first game he's played in the Premier League since Newcastle. Was it Newcastle? No. Who was it before the Liverpool game? Forest. That was it. I think it's the first game he started in the Premier League for over a month since he got suspended. So, and to come back and do that was very, very impressive. People now, and I hope Judge Mo sees this. Judge Mo's got some weird agenda against Cucurella, but I hope everyone's seeing now. This is what Chelsea fans were saying about Cucurella for the past 6 months. The other fans were going, I don't really rate him that much. Well, that just shows me you never watched him for the past 6 months. Or like past 8 months or something like that.
100%, bro. And that's why for me, I was giving him a blind. You know, the first year he came, he was getting cooked. But people forget, like, these footballers, bro, they're not fucking robots. They're human. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cucurella came into the club with a lot of players that wanted to leave. You know, his house got burgled literally when he first moved in. He had that problem. He had tonsillitis, which he was hospitalized for like a week or something like that. He lost weight, right? All these things are happening, but people think that these guys are just FIFA players. They can just go on the pitch and just perform the same way, right? There's so many factors involved in these things. And that's why for me, it's a little bit easier to empathize because I've been involved in football, like playing and doing all these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit easier. But a lot of people don't see these things, right? And for me, I was jealous when Man City nearly signed him because the season he had at Brighton, this guy was cooking, in build-up and the amount of chances he would create for Brighton. I think he was even scoring back then as well, if I remember correctly, But he was creating a lot of chances for Brighton, and in build-up, he was very good,
Yeah,
you know?
let me say this.
Back to his best, bro. He's back to his best.
If Cucurella played for Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, any one of them teams, he would be lauded as one of the best because these people know how to talk about their good players. That's the one thing Chelsea fan base do not know how to do.
They're scared.
Chelsea fans do not know how to appreciate their fucking players. Cucurella is one of the on-form best left backs in the world right now. And we talk about him as if he's just just some guy, just some dude. That's how we talk about him. That's how this fan base talk about him. Like as if like they waiting for him to fuck up.
I think it has more to do with just the polarization of this fan base. Like really, like one guy. If you crash on one guy, it means you don't like the other. And like this whole like this guy versus this guy is what's keeping us from like really appreciating what it is we have. It's very weird.
They already had agendas, and they're too afraid to admit. Okay, I was wrong.
Exactly. Y'all know how much I say Mudryk is a waste. I'm sorry, I don't know what the fuck Maresca did, but he's an okay player now. When I hear he coming on, I don't go, oh. I go, okay, let's see what he can do.
Who's that? Who did you say?
Mudryk.
Talking about Mudryk.
Oh yeah,
when I see Mudryk coming on, I be like, no. Yep. Now I'm like, shit. It's a few times this year he came on and made a difference. Let's see what he can do. He came on yesterday, and it was a couple times. I did this, like
Yeah. That's what he does.
Potential. That's what he does.
That's what he does.
Arsenal. At one point, it was always one person on Mudryk. Now they sending two guys. Now it's so it's like now Mudryk become something. My only problem with him now is he's still thinking. He's thinking too much. It's more go. Just go.
Mm-hmm.
Go with your first thought. Go. If it don't work, don't worry about it. Come back and try again. But go. Don't think. He's thinking too much. But other than that, he's coming on.
Yeah, and that's what I just thought of something. Like people still forget we're naming like the youngest XI in the like Premier League.
Yeah, we are literally the youngest team in the Premier. The youngest. Which is crazy to me. When you think about it.
Yeah, I think what Maresca, he wants to form consistency, and how Jimmy used the fighting reference, bro. I can hit pads all day, but when I'm sparring and then someone catches me, I learn then. I have to, in a fight, I have to kind of learn through the experience of like kind of getting punched in the face. So like when we're playing these big games and we're making these mistakes, we got to learn like by experience. Okay, like Cole knows now, I can't really jump in at that. Let me not be too eager. Let me kind of shepherd the ball out. You know what I mean? Like those situations have to happen in order for you to grow from it. Because training is training. You know what I mean? You sharpen your tools, but you can't really replicate the game itself. You know what I mean? So and like these guys are like Cole is like 21. Like Caicedo, what is like 23? Like
23. Yeah.
Imagine a 26-year-old Caicedo. Even like imagine these guys, even to the likes of Reece James, who's missed a lot of football.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like he's older now, but
Caicedo's already looking more like a man.
You feel me?
Caicedo's looking more like a man. This season he looks more mature.
And here's the thing, right? And what happens in football a lot, right? And I don't do it, and I'm probably because I'm old. I know because I'm old. You old, you get patient, bro. People are really like just writing Enzo off, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, well, it's a good chance he might just turn this around, and if he do, it's gonna be a fucking problem because like we have so much fucking talent right now. Like I have no problem with our squad. I have no problem with like here's my thing, right? I don't mind expectations changing during the season, right? But if you started off the season saying, oh, Chelsea's going to get top 4, there should be nothing that you've seen that should change that. We haven't been that good or that bad that should make you go, oh, well, expectations change. Slow down. Easy, slow-mo. We if we were to beat Liverpool or beat City, I can understand you going, oh, shit, but we didn't beat them. So slow down. It should show you like, okay, the level where we at. Arsenal, which is where I feel like the level that we at, because like I said in the beginning of the season, not now when they look the way they look, I didn't think Arsenal was going to be able to keep doing it. Because I just, like you keep losing, you just become a loser. And they lost twice. They lost the league twice. They lost the league twice without winning anything else. And it's like I always felt like winning something else was very important. Else you're just gonna keep getting to that pinnacle and just like the letdown. It's always a big letdown, and that's why and then you got injuries and all that. Like our game against Arsenal, watching that game, I'm watching that game. Like I went into it thinking, all right, I predicted a draw in my mind. When I predict a game, I don't ever predict a score. I just predict what I think is going to be. I thought the game was going to be a draw. From kickoff, my heart was beating, and I didn't think it would be. From kickoff, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm really into this Arsenal. I didn't think I would be.
That's because of that. I'll tell you why it's beating. That Palmer shot in the 3rd minute. That's why it was beating. When Ryan tips it over.
I mean, from kickoff, from kickoff, I was like, oh shit, like I was like into it, and I was like, I was into the game from and at no point did I get like super nervous, super mad. Even when Martinelli scored, I didn't even get super upset. I was just like,
and that's the difference this year. That's
I was
the
like,
difference.
shit.
I always believe we could score it back. I always believe that.
That's the thing.
I said to myself, we probably gonna get one back. I just don't want
to give
up.
That's the difference. That's the huge difference this year compared to last year. Last year, heads would have dropped. Heads would have dropped and we would have lost that maybe 2-0 instead of 1-0.
No. We would have lost that at least by 3.
They were United last week. I know we didn't play well, but heads would have dropped like that.
And they nowhere near drop. Yep, they nowhere.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. And now
I know. There's many different styles of managing and all that, but I'm sorry. Every time they turned to Poch, he was sitting down. That just said something to me. Poch was always sitting down.
You're gonna wake up, Lewis.
If I look over and I just see my coach always sitting down, I just think psychologically that would do something to me.
And by the way, is it? I'm saying it right now. I know we're November the 12th. Yeah, November the 12th.
11th. It's the 11th.
Is it 11th? Oh, sorry, 11th.
Yeah.
I said it all last season. I know he had a hand in those injuries last season.
Oh, hell
yeah. His training. His training is antiquated methods of dinosaur rubbish. Running. We got to run.
Yeah,
we wouldn't even play games, and then we'll see injury reports. That should tell that.
That's the difference.
The biggest indicator is guys would get different injuries, bro. That's when you know, and it will be in training.
But they would get it. Yeah? They would get it not on the pitch.
Not on the pitch.
They would get it at Cobham.
That's what kept making me go. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
But it's also now. I don't know if it's a segue, but it's also now the options, right? The options now, and what Maresca's done. Look what he's done with Neto. Look how better Neto is now, even from his early part of the season.
And we're not saying these guys cannot get hurt, but we just know with Poch, they would have been hurt by now.
Oh, bro, this what I'm saying. People are like, oh, yeah, well, Maresca's got a better team. I'm like, bro, Poch would have had the same team or similar team, but most of them would be fucking injured again. So like, he wouldn't be able to use them. You get what I'm saying? But let's finish up on obviously the fixtures that are coming up, people, because obviously we've gone through a period where we've had some, tough games. I saw the Athletic, they're saying that we've had the third toughest fixtures, something along the lines of that, right? So far, which to me, I don't really agree with. I think Arsenal have had harder fixtures, in all honesty. I think they've had harder fixtures because they've played away in a lot of these games. But just to show you some of the games that we've got coming up, right? So we've got Leicester away, first game back, 12:30. I should be there as well with Alex. Big him up.
Nice.
Obviously, we've got Conference League after that. Then we've got Aston Villa at home, right? We need to fucking beat them. Because last year, if you guys remember, we were that game.
Oh,
what's that, Jim?
Yeah, we're first.
That's the one in the group chat. That's one in the group chat.
Yeah, that's it. Third hardest fixtures. Yeah,
I said that.
Third hardest fixtures.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see that. So third hardest fixtures.
Arsenal yesterday, there's no way they would have been above us because we both.
No. That's we're not the third hardest. That's saying that we're
the third hardest fixtures.
That's what I'm saying. No, we're first. We're first in difficulty.
We're first.
We're first.
Third in the.
We're first.
Fuck it! No, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we're first. Yeah, it's not saying we're third. It's saying we're first.
Because I'm like, we really play no bums like that yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So we've got Leicester coming up.
We play
We've got Aston
Liverpool,
Villa.
Arsenal,
We need to-
and fucking City.
And Nottingham Forest as well, which is also a
And
very
yeah,
good team.
We played the entire top four because we the other team.
Let me ask you a little question. Yeah. So we've got Leicester away. We've got obviously Villa at home. Remember, Augusto got sent off last year when we played them at home. They beat us, right? We've got Southampton away. Again, we should be ragdolling them. Tottenham away, and we've got Brentford. Yeah. So in those 5 games, people, how many points are you lot expecting to see in those 5 games?
I'm doing my math right now. I got 3 against Leicester. I'll take a point against Villa. That's 4. 3 more. That's 7. Tottenham. That's 10. 10. I want 10.
Now then Brentford after that, bro. 5. 1, 2, 3.
Oh well,
5.
Brentford is a fucking Brentford
You're
attack.
bogey against.
I'm not even bogey. I just respect Brentford as a.
No, I'm going to tell you this right.
Even without Tony, their attack is amazing.
I'll tell you this right now. We've got a pretty good record at home to Villa, so I'd actually swap that and probably say that the point would come away at Brentford.
Oh,
the last 2 years they beat us in the Prem.
No, we drew 2-2. Oh, you mean Villa or?
We drew 2-2, and we
that was away though.
They beat us at home, didn't they?
Yeah, but Gusto got sent off. Gusto. I remember that was one of Sterling's non-pass.
But didn't they beat us the year before? Because that was Grandpa, Felix and them, and Grandpa 2-0.
That sounds like a draw to me, to be honest.
Was that true?
No, it was 2-0. I know it was 2-0. It was 2-0. I remember.
Yeah.
They beat us 2-0.
Anyhow,
let me check our recent fixtures again.
I don't think of that Graham Potter season as a real season. I just don't think.
No. Yeah. But lately we've been. But I think this year we should be beating them, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got to remember last year we had Gusto sent off as well.
And then we had some.
And then Sterling did one of his non-passing tricks. It was one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
So recently we've in our past 4 games against Brentford, 5 games against Brentford, we lost to them 4-1 at home. Yeah. Remember that game?
Yeah,
right.
We can't beat
then we drew to them that same season 0-0.
Yeah.
Then we lost to them 2-0. Then we lost to them. Then we drew with them 2-2. So, bro, in our past 5 games, we haven't beaten Brentford, bro. The last time we beat Brentford was in 2021 in the League Cup.
And that was when Mendy was like a superhero. When he's making all them the chogo on the volley. Yeah,
we've never beaten Brentford at home in the league.
We had Lukaku on the team that time.
We better make sure this time around.
I'm thinking anywhere between 11 to 13 points out of the next 5.
That's where I am. Anything under 11 points.
This is what I want to see, Andrew. Be real with you. I'm gonna be so real with you. I want to see 3 here. I want to see 3 here. Aston Villa, I'm telling you, these lot are overrated, right? And even last year, we played them 4 times. They beat us once. Yeah, masterclass away in the FA Cup.
Was that kick-off time real when the away? Is that kick-off time real?
That's
Astana? Is that half 3? That kick-off time Astana, is that real? 3:30?
Which one?
The Astana away.
This one here, half 1.
No. Astana
away. Half 3, yes. Half 3. Yeah. Half 3.
Is that half 3?
I didn't even see that. Half 3, yeah.
Is that the Kazakhstan team?
No, they don't
know who they are.
Germany.
Astana, you know.
Why is it half?
So, bro, I'm expecting 3 here.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm expecting 3 here. I'm expecting 3 here. I'm expecting 3 against Southampton. Against Spurs, listen, I'm expecting 3 there as well. I can't even fucking lie to you, man. Brentford, I'm expecting 3 there as well. How about that? Yeah. I want to see all W's, bro. Yeah.
At home.
The only team really I can see maybe might be a sticking point. I'd probably say Villa might be a sticking point, to be fair. And probably Brentford. But Spurs, they play exactly how we want them to play, bro.
We've never
beaten Brentford.
Premier League, yeah.
So we need to start flipping. We need to start flipping these records, man.
Real talk, I take 11 points minimum. I think we're capable of taking all 15, but 11 points is the minimum for me. But truly, like the chat's been going off, man. We got to get onto this NKUNKU thing because, to be real, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but this is getting crazy for me, man. It's not so much that I expect him to be starting games or anything like that, but honestly, when you need, I don't want to keep saying this, but when you need a goal and your only other striker is not giving you anything, why is he so adverse to playing this guy? Like, I mean, we can talk about, like, yeah, tactically, he doesn't really, he's the only other striker at the club right now. And it's not like the guy does not have the ability to find the back of the net. What is the issue with Maresca and not wanting to? And to be honest, like, I will be real. The game of the week in the midweek against what was that team called? Noah. I don't think he played well. I don't think that he played well. Like, obviously he scores and whatever, but I don't.
He didn't play well in the first half. He didn't play well in the first half.
He wasn't involved the way I wanted to see him involved, right? But even with that said, when you need a goal, you can't be telling me that you're the top scorer of your club cannot make it onto the pitch at any point in time. Yeah, and then he's just getting these garbage time minutes. Like, okay, here's a couple minutes for you just to get on the pitch.
Yeah, because you need
that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, because you're absolutely right. Because that's actually one of that was probably my other biggest criticism was the subs of NKUNKU. Because I think it's only West Ham in the league where he's had a bigger, longer time on the pitch of 20 plus minutes. I think he had like nearly 30 minutes. But even against Bournemouth, wasn't like 15 or something like that. And I know he scored and everything like that. But you have to give him a chance to get used to the. You have to give him a chance to get used to the pace of the game that they're playing as well. You can't give him 7 minutes. What's he going to do in 7 minutes? You know what I mean? It's just
don't make sense.
It's just that's my big That's one of my big criticisms about him is how he is using NKUNKU in the league. I can understand another. It's not always the same thing that we need. You know, I don't think he came on even last week. Did he come on last week at Man U?
No.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. I remember my brother saying that.
He didn't come on. He didn't come on at Old Trafford. But this is what I'm saying, though, people. Like, NKUNKU, listen, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because he's not a striker. And again, we've gone inside Felix, who for me, in Maresca's head, is probably the next guy to come off the bench after Palmer. Like, when Palmer comes off,
he's not even coming off the bench.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at, Couch. That's what I'm getting at, right? Because he's clearly said that our nine options are Jackson and NKUNKU. We haven't seen Mark Gill come off the bench once in the Prem, yeah. So that to me shows me that the NKUNKU's second choice as a striker, yeah. And clearly, when Palmer's having a bad game, he doesn't want to take him off, bro. Yeah. For me, NKUNKU's best areas are in the middle of the pitch, central of the pitch, getting on the ball as much as possible. But I'll be real, it feels to me like he doesn't suit what Maresca wants to do. I'll be real. He's not a touchline winger. You know, he's not a striker. And again, down the middle, you know, Maresca wants something a little bit different. He prefers Palmer. Obviously, Palmer's our best player, right?
But that's the issue.
So when we scored against Bournemouth, the dying minutes, when NKUNKU came on and scored the goal, was he a striker then? Did he work for him then?
He was a striker.
That's what I'm saying. When you're looking for a goal, like, it's clear that this guy's our best finisher in the box. Like, forget the tactics, man. You're searching for a goal to win the match. You're throwing him on with 5 minutes left in the game. I'm not talking about playing from the start. You know, we're not talking about playing.
You know what we need to do, though, Carl?
We need something to change the game and give you something different. Why is this not that? Like, it's crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, but Couch, what we need to do when we bring him on, we need to change our style of play, bro. I said it earlier. We can't be doing this drop-in deep thing because it just doesn't work for him. Yeah, we need to be creating chances in the box for him. That's what we need to be doing. I feel like when he comes on, I rarely ever see him in the box. I see him trying to drop deep,
I can't even remember. Like, honestly, I don't even remember situations where he's been on the pitch where, like, I'm thinking about how we're playing. Like, he comes on at like the last 5 minutes of the game. Like, what's going on at that point? It's not like I remember even when he came on.
Yeah. When he came on against West Ham, he had a lot of time because obviously we battered them. Was 3-0 up quite early on in the second half.
Game.
He came on and I can't lie, bro. He didn't.
He nearly scored though. The header.
Yeah. Apart from that, he didn't do anything, bro. In that game.
Yeah, he should have scored that header.
Should have scored that header. Yeah, he should have, but he didn't do anything in it. You know. Listen, we just have to hope now that we're going into a busier period. Obviously, when it comes up to Christmas and that, we have rotation. You have games every 2-3 days. So he is gonna get starts in it, and when he does get a start, because he knows he's not favored right now, he has to make sure that he performs. That's the main thing,
honestly,
bro.
I think he has to make sure. like with the news that's come out right now, and like again, like I'm not really one to like evaluate one's body language and stuff like. He just doesn't look the same player when he comes onto the pitch. He doesn't look like he's engaged in the game, and I don't know if that's because he's coming on for like 3 minutes or something. Like, how do you really get into the game at that point? But like, really, he doesn't feel like he's engaged in the game, right? Like, and he's not really on the same.
I don't think he wants to be a. I don't think he wants to be a leading number 9. That's just not his game.
But I think that he wants to be a bench player that comes on for garbage time. That's what I think.
No, but even like against Noah, it was basically him and Felix in 2 10s behind Guy, and he just didn't look. I don't know. I just think he knows. I think he knows when he plays his cup games, no matter what, he's not starting the next league game. He just knows that.
Yeah,
do you know
that's what it is.
He just knows that. No matter what he could do, he could score. He could have scored 6 goals against Noah. Jackson was always starting yesterday's game. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
this is the issue.
Crazy.
But listen, even if Jackson does start, like Couch is saying, bro, if we need a goal, he has to come on, man. He could have done something yesterday.
That's what Enzo. This is my criticism. One of the criticisms of Enzo, and there's very few, would be it's okay to sub Jackson and Palmer off when they're not playing well. It's okay to do
and
yesterday. I feel like Palmer should have came on yesterday.
Like, who had well, maybe I did have him starting, but like thinking about like there's games I don't have Madueke starting, and like he starts every game without fail.
Yeah.
Like he's not been terrible. Like I even thought that like yesterday he wasn't that bad. He got to the byline a couple times, putting the crosses and whatnot. It wasn't awful.
He wasn't
like I don't understand how.
Don't you think that couch that what Maresca likes about Madueke is that he can defend as well? But I saw Neto do it on both wings, so that argument's out the window now because I've seen Neto, and I would like to see Neto. Maybe I would like he can challenge Madueke again. I would like maybe say rotate Madueke out and say you're going to play some more of the European games and you're going to come on a sub, especially if Sancho gets back fit. I would love to see some like Neto on the right, Sancho on the left, just a combination, see if that works.
Or your boy Woodrick on the left.
He might do that when Sancho gets good again.
Whatever, but I would just like to see Neto did the defensive and offensive side on both wings yesterday, not just on one wing. He did it on. I remember he was on a yellow card as well.
Yep.
He was on a yellow card as well. He did it on.
He was one of the few players that played the game at the right sort of intensity level and like energy that you want to see. Like defensively, I thought he was sound. Like I don't know if you guys saw my video, but I was talking about the role that he played as sort of like a free safety because he didn't have any real defensive responsibilities outside of like Ben White's not getting forward. Ben White's not getting forward, so he has to basically. There's a moment in the first half where like you see Lavia pass off Odegaard to Neto. Neto's marking him, and then there are times where he's doubling up and helping Cucurella with Saka. He was phenomenal. Just the intensity level and whatnot. He was dialed in that game. I thought he was fantastic, but I don't know, man. Noni, like he's not an everyday starter for me. Like there's situations where you want a guy like that, and there's situations where you want somebody that can think the game a little bit more differently. Like games like this against Arsenal, where it's like a tactical battle, cagey. You want guys that can think the game correctly, man. That are not going out there thinking about comes off the pitch, he's pissed off because he's coming off. You weren't playing well, son. Simple. You weren't playing well.
I think we got to start. I can't believe in 2024 we still get reading into players getting mad they get taken off. Who the fuck don't get mad? Okay.
I like he got mad, Jimmy. I love when players get mad.
That's too much psychoanalyzing. Like, oh, he went straight down to the locker room. Okay, he probably was pissed.
But do you know what,
he was
Jimmy?
pissed.
I hope.
He went to the locker room. That's a good. Will you rather him sit on the bench and pout, or you rather him go to the locker room where he can go and let his frustrations out? Go to the
Jimmy,
locker room.
you know the easiest thing that Maresca can.
Going and let out your emotions in the locker room is professional, also because that's human. This idea that every time an athlete gets into a situation where
it doesn't happen very often, Jimmy. It doesn't happen very often.
What doesn't happen very often?
Where people just get off the pitch and then go down the tunnel right away. Like more often than not, when people are pissed off, they're sitting there with their teammates.
It's not something that happens a lot. So he must have been pissed off enough that he said, "Let me go to the locker room."
That's a little baby,
and be
man.
pissed
That's a
off.
little baby.
And
but Jimmy, the thing is,
Wait. Close the door. Time out. I think that's fucking whack. I think that's fucking whack. You're not about to tell me in your job, in your fucking everyday job, you don't get moments when you get pissed off and you get the fucking walk away. All right, fuck the same thing.
What do you mean walk away? To walk away where? At my job, I'm not walking away to go anywhere. Do you mean I'm working?
Well, it sucks that your job you can't. His job, he actually get to walk the fuck away. And he has an option of I can sit down in front of the cameras and pout, and then y'all cocksuckers take 1,000 pictures of me and write 1,000 stories, or I can just walk right to the locker room.
Neither here nor there. It's like,
hold on, wait. I can walk to the locker room, don't say anything, and make y'all assume what y'all want, because we don't really know why he walked to the locker room.
Okay,
you can assume all the fuck you want.
Not even a big deal to me.
Really
that's not even the issue for me, really. It's the fact that this guy does not need to play every game. Okay. And the KG game, I don't that's simple.
But I'm talking about the cycle, and people like, did you see what he posted on IG? No.
What did he post on IG? I don't follow people like that.
Some reason just show big booty.
If Maresca sees that, you know what we can easily say to him? Okay.
What did he post? I'm sorry.
No,
he just posted like some little subliminal, passive aggressive post about where it is about Noni. What is about Noni, right? He's got a lot of people like Ibrahim. Big up Ibrahim. Yeah, he said he's his biggest hater. He's blocked his comments now, by the way, because he gets a lot of abuse from people that take it past football. Now they start to get personal with him, right?
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing it for. I don't think it's against Maresca, but he loves Maresca. Maresca's giving him opportunities. Yeah? It's for the people like Ibrahim who just hate him regardless of what he does. Even when he plays well, they're like, oh, well, remember that heavy touch? Oh, well, remember when he missed the goal? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, for me, I keep telling people like, yes, I like Madueke. He's very direct, but I've been very consistent. Yeah. Like Couch has said, he is a squad player. We were all here in the summer begging for Olise to come to be our starter. Right? We wasn't saying, no, forget Olise. We've got Noni. None of us were saying that, bro. But we're talking about what he's been doing right now, and he hasn't been doing enough to be guaranteed a start every single week, the way he's been guaranteed a start. I think after the international break, take him out, start Neto. Hopefully Neto comes back in one piece. He got picked for Portugal again. You know what I mean? He'll probably start for them after his performances. Yeah. He needs to be starting these games now, right wing. And that will hopefully drive Noni. Maybe start playing Noni in the Conference League games.
That's what I'm saying. Get his confidence up. Get his confidence up. And also Maresca's got very easy to say to Noni if he saw that. Okay. If you don't want to feel like that again, then just play better. Don't make me have to sub you. Only make me sub you when you're playing well.
Sorry, bro. Go carry on.
No, I'm just saying that's what Maresca's got a very easy thing to say. If you don't want to feel like that again, then get better. And I think you're right, Don. I think Noni now has to take some rotation on the bench now. Play the two Conference League games. Stat pad, like you said, because he hasn't scored he hasn't assisted this season, and he's not scored since Forest. So get the goals up again. Stat pad. Do what you did in that Conference League game before the Wolves hat-trick when you went, who, me? Like when you heard those selling rumours, who, me? Where's that?
Exactly.
Where's that? And start. Do you know what? And start driving at defenders more, fullbacks. Start driving at them more in games. Do you know what I mean? Get yourselves penalties. Get tacked. That's what I wanted to. That's what I did get frustrated with Neto yesterday when Ben White was on the yellow in that second half. I was begging him to drive at Ben White.
Or do you know
what I would have done, Don? For 10-15 minutes that second half, I'd have put Noni on the left to drive at Ben White. Just try him. Because I think he would have got fouled, and Ben White would have got a second yellow and stuff like that. Just try it. Just mix it up.
Yeah. Listen, I think that's a good way. I think that's a good way to finish off people, man. We're nearly an hour and a half in. That has flown by people. But listen, as always, keep making sure that you keep smashing up the lights, people. Still got nearly 100 people in the house. But Couch, love for hopping on, my bro, man. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yo, thanks for having me on again, brother. It's good mixing it with the fellas. Miss you guys. Hopefully we can get back on this one the next time. But I just wanted to close on this, though. I wanted to say this one little piece. Like, we have a squad of attackers. We have a squad of attackers, and I don't think that at this point in time, Maresca has done a good job of utilizing the strengths of the squad. You know what I mean? Like, of course, obviously you have to find the balance and you have to find, like, you know, the synergy and like find the core players and whatnot. But there's too many players that we paid a shit ton of money for sitting on the bench doing nothing. You know what I mean? And if that's that, maybe squad construction, maybe we didn't need all these attackers and whatnot. But the fact is, we have them. We have to utilize them now, right? So that's an issue for me. We have to see what that looks like going forward. But
you know what?
ultimately,
I've got a stream idea for that one. I've got a stream idea for that one where we'll just focus on how the squad's being utilized right now. That's a topic in itself, Couch. You know what I'm saying? But so we'll hold on to that one, bro. But let them know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here on what is it, YouTube? It's Couch Critic. I just did the Arsenal review, and looking forward to doing the next one.
Yeah, what you want now? 700 subs.
Close, getting there.
Close, people. Let's get him up there.
Yeah, what you want? I don't know. 615?
Yeah, people. Let's get him to 700 real quick, man. Make sure you're subscribing to Couch. Andrew, as always, bro. Love for hopping on, man. Where can they find you, bro?
I'll just tweet out what I'm on. I'm usually on Casually FC, Sarcasm City, mostly. Obviously here every Tuesday, or when the show's on. Just follow me there. More importantly, subscribe to everyone here. And we move. It's going to be a long 2 weeks, so we'll probably see a lot of best 11 shows on other channels or something. The season so far, streams, like that. So but it's all good.
People, like the reason y'all see this NKUNKU story coming out, it's because it's international break. It's time for all the bullshit to come out.
Yeah, where's our civil war? Where's our civil war gone?
Strap in, get comfortable. You're gonna start hearing all the worst stories you could think of coming out about Chelsea. It would have been even worse if we would have lost yesterday. Okay, so everybody relax. Don't jump off a bridge every time you see some story come out that don't make sense. Because 9 times out of 10, it don't make sense.
Turkey.
Yo, you're on mute, Don.
Let them know where they can find you, bro. Love for hopping on.
I guess that's Javi.
Oh, is XP Cardi, because I thought you said Jimmy. So
that's what I said. I said Jimmy.
Oh yeah, but I just did my thing.
I'm Jimmy Spliff TV right here on YouTube. Go subscribe, you losers.
Jimmy Spliff TV and Xavi. Xavi hasn't got a YouTube. You know what I mean? Right now, man's doing up some babysitting. You know what I'm saying? Little man. What's little man saying, man?
He's chilling. So you can just find me at XP Cardi.
Make sure you don't
Xavi Jr.'s going, where's my Gallagher shirt for Christmas? That's what he's doing.
But people, I'm going to try to get some content in. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be at the Rival Tears event with Roms and them lot. So big them up. Wednesday, I'll try to get something in because I'm actually going to be in Greece as of Thursday. So yeah, I'll try to get some content in before that, people. But yeah, as always, up the fucking Chels. We move, man. Until the next one. Love.